The debate over transgender athletes in professional sports has intensified, with hundreds of female golfers rallying against the participation of Hailey Davidson, a transgender player, in the LPGA Tour's qualifying stages. Davidson, a 31-year-old Scottish-born golfer now based in Florida, has become a focal point of controversy as she attempts to earn a spot on the prestigious Women's Tour. Having undergone gender reassignment surgery in 2021, Davidson meets the LPGA's current eligibility criteria, but her inclusion has sparked fierce opposition from many within the sport. The issue came to the forefront after Davidson successfully advanced through the first stage of the LPGA Tour's qualifying school, Q-School, in August. Q-School is a multi-stage tournament that determines which players will qualify for the LPGA Tour, and Davidson's advancement set off a wave of protest among some players. Among the critics was Amy Olson, a two-time major runner-up, who voiced her concerns about the fairness of Davidson competing against women. Olson and other opponents argue that Davidson's past experience, playing on a U.S. men's college team, provides her with an unfair advantage that cannot be negated, even with the hormonal therapy required for transgender athletes. These women have worked too hard and too long to have to stand by and watch a man compete for and take their spot, Olson said, encapsulating the frustration felt by many female golfers. Her comments highlight the growing belief that biological males retain significant physical advantages over women in sports, even after transitioning. This viewpoint has been echoed by many in the golfing community. Recently, the International Women's Forum revealed that 275 female golfers had signed a letter urging the LPGA, the U.S. Golf Association, and the International Golf Federation to disqualify Davidson from the competition. The letter, which was published by the sports website Outkick, argues that fairness in women's sports requires separate categories for male and female athletes based on biological sex. We all know there can be no equal athletic opportunity for women without a separate female golf category, the letter states. Yet, the Ladies Professional Golf Association continues to propagate a policy that allows male athletes to qualify, compete, and win in women's golf, even as several national and international governing bodies of sport and state legislatures increasingly reject these unjust and inequitable policies that harm female athletes. The letter also emphasizes the physiological differences between male and female athletes that affect performance in golf. According to the signatories, male golfers have an estimated 30% performance advantage in driving the ball due to greater clubhead speed and more consistent ball contact. Additionally, they claim that higher mean heart rates and greater physical demands on female athletes, especially at high altitudes, further accentuate the disadvantage faced by women when competing against male-born athletes. The letter asserts that these differences are not mitigated by testosterone suppression, and that being female is not equated to being male, with a reduction in strength. Despite the mounting criticism, Davidson has remained unapologetic. In a post on Instagram, she defended her right to compete and dismissed the arguments of those opposing her participation. "I will never understand athletes who blame a transgender competitor for their own athletic failures," Davidson wrote. "If you don't take accountability for your failures, then you will never actually be good enough to make it." Davidson's path to LPGA qualification remains challenging. With 195 players competing in the penultimate stage of Q-School at the Plantation Country Club in Venice, Florida, only the top 35 finishers and ties will advance to the final qualifying round in December. Even if she does not finish in the top 35, Davidson can still secure status on the Epson Tour, the LPGA's primary feeder circuit, if she completes all 72 holes in the current stage. Davidson has already proven her competitiveness, nearly qualifying for the U.S. Women's Open earlier this year, and winning the NXXD Women's Classic in Florida in 2023. Nevertheless, her participation continues to fuel a broader debate about the inclusion of transgender athletes in women's sports, a subject that has become increasingly contentious across various sporting disciplines. As this issue unfolds, the LPGA and other governing bodies may face increasing pressure to reconsider their policies on transgender athletes, balancing inclusivity with the call for fairness voiced by many female competitors. For now, Hailey Davidson's journey through the LPGA's Q School will remain under scrutiny as both supporters and critics closely follow her progress.